Hi, how are you doing? This is Kim reading the Urantia book, and I also want to show you I got a new book. I got something new. The Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey, right? Andrew Harvey. And this is just a prayer a day book. But what I like about it is it takes from a lot of different traditions, mostly Christian traditions, and but others too, Eastern and Middle Eastern. And the short reading today is by Rumi. I love Rumi. Rumi was awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to read this to you. This is really short, and I just thought, oh, this is a nice little thing. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, okay. May I find the real and give it endlessly away. May I grow rich and fling gold to all who ask. May I live at the empty, radiant heart of paradox and dance there always with you, cheek to cheek. I think that's really beautiful. I think may I find the real. That strikes me. There's so much going on about what's real and what's not real when we talk about spirituality. And I think that, well, one thing the Urantia book says is that as we progress spiritually, we become actually more real, more actualized. So it's hard for me to imagine that, because here you think something's either real or it's fake. Either it's a real Whopper or it's the Impossible Burger. There's really not a lot, not in between. But that's not what this would suggest to us. What the Urantia book suggests, and also the empty, radiant heart of paradox. Okay, so that, to me, that's like I'm a Taoist too. I was originally a Taoist before I came to Urantia, and the eternal paradox is embraced by the Tao, and you see that in everything, the tension between actuality and potentiality. And right on the edge there, when we balance that, it's like, yeah, and that's where wonder is, I think. That's a real esoteric concept, the radiant heart of paradox, of contradiction and mystery. That's what makes the world come alive. Because if we know everything, then there's nothing to do. Everything's settled. It's just over, But it's this coming into understanding, this wonderment that makes things alive and valuable, and that makes reality blossom, I think. So anyway, I hope to look at that again with you. But let's get to the heart of what we're talking about today, and that is safeguarding the tomb, Ppr188, the time of the tomb. Okay, if Jesus' followers were unmindful of his promise to rise from the grave on the third day, his enemies were not. Okay, so these Sanhedrin are always thinking, well, he better not rise from the grave, even though he's done miracles, but we're not going to let him do that. The chief priests, Pharisees, and Sadducees recalled that they had received reports of his saying that he would rise from the dead. Okay, so they were even more worried about that than his followers were. It's like they're thinking, "Oh yeah, he's talking in metaphors again because he always does that." But this time he wasn't talking in metaphors, but they're thinking that probably he was. Anyway, okay. This Friday night after the Passover supper, about midnight, a group of the Jewish leaders gathered at the home of Caiaphas, where they discussed their fears concerning the master's assertions that he would rise from the dead on the third day. This meeting ended with the appointment of a committee of Sanhedrists who were to visit Pilate early the next day, bearing the official request of the Sanhedrin that a Roman guard be stationed before Jesus' tomb to prevent his friends from tampering with it. Oh, they think that somehow, yeah, they're gonna, they have to put a guard in front of there because they're thinking, oh, they'll try to make him rise from the dead. They don't really believe he's going to rise from the dead, but maybe they're thinking, okay, they'll probably like have somebody come and dress up like Jesus and pretend that he's risen from the dead. Da, 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 da. Okay. Said the spokesman of this committee to Pilate, "Sir, we remember that this deceiver, Jesus of Nazareth, said, while he was yet alive, 'After 3 days I will rise again.' We have, therefore, come before you to request that you issue such orders as will make the sepulchre secure against his followers, at least until after the third day. We greatly fear lest his disciples come and steal him away by night and then proclaim to the people that he was risen from the dead." Oh, they're thinking, yeah, they're going to say, "Oh, the tomb is empty. He rose from the dead." They're not going to let that happen. If we should permit this to happen, this mistake would be far worse than to have allowed him to live. When Pilate heard this request of the Sanhedrists, he said, "I will give you a guard of 10 soldiers. Go your way and make the tomb secure." They went back to the temple, secured 10 of their own guards, and then marched out to Joseph's tomb with these 10 Jewish guards and 10 Roman soldiers, even on this Sabbath morning, to set them as watchmen before the tomb. Oh, you remember no work is supposed to be done on the Sabbath day. Oh, they're working. These men rolled yet another stone before the tomb and set the seal of Pilate on and around these stones, lest they be disturbed without their knowledge. And these 20 men remained on watch to the hour of the resurrection, the Jews carrying them their food and drink. Okay, so 20 guys can't keep Jesus from rising from the dead. There's 20 of them out there in front of this tomb. 10 Jews and 10 Romans. Very good. All right. Thank you very much for listening. You have a really good day. Okay.